Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. So today I will be making a React Native tutorial where I will be going over some of the basics of React Native. This will be an introductory video. So using the skills of this video, you will be able to create some little projects with React Native. So we'll just be creating a really basic project. We'll be creating a cryptocurrency price tracking application. It will be a mobile app. If you don't know, React Native is something that you use. It's a JavaScript. It's a JavaScript framework that you use to create mobile applications. As you can see, I've opened up this introductory page. As you can see, they show how React Native works, and as you can see, we can actually they have this wonderful documentation which allows us to write code directly on the website, and we can actually see how it is. But we will obviously be doing all of this in a text editor VS Code. So yeah, so we will be going over, we will be looking at how we can make API calls, we will be doing all of that stuff, and we will be creating this really basic but really awesome uh, Bitcoin price, not just Bitcoin, cryptocurrency price tracking application. So let's just get started. First of all, we need to create our project. So to do that, first of all, you just type out npm I. Now you need to first install Node on a computer. I'm expecting you have already done that. So npm I hyphen g expo hyphen cli, just run that command. Next, all you want to do is just about expo and just hit enter. Just hit expo, and if you have installed expo correctly, you should get a number of things that you can do with expo, as you can see over here. And if you don't, then you have made some issue in installing. Next, what you want to do is just about expo init, and we will have to name our app. Alright, so sorry for that quick pause. So we will name our app. Now I'm just gonna name it cryptocurrency price tracker, and hit enter. We will name it, and as you can see, okay, looks like I have already named something with that name. So let me just quickly delete it. See, color generator, covert actor, cryptocurrency price tracker. We just get rid of it. Alright, so now I'll run that command again. Now as you can see over here, there's a new version available. I will just do it with this version. Then they say choose a template. So the template that we will be choosing will be a managed workflow, and we will use the blank template. Now they have a kind of this example with TypeScript, but we will be using JavaScript. So you can use TypeScript, you can follow along with TypeScript, but I will be using JavaScript. So if there are a few syntax changes, then yeah. So we will be using a managed workflow and blank. So I'll just click on enter, and as you can see, it will download and install all of the important dependencies. Now in this case, it's using yarn to install the packages. If you haven't installed yarn, it will use npm, uh, and if you want it to use npm instead of yarn, then you can just pass a hyphen npm over here. The reason why it's using yarn is because I think yarn is a bit faster with npm than npm, I guess. So yeah, so uh, once you have actually installed the JavaScript dependencies, will actually be ready to start programming and actually write some code for this application. So as you can see now, this part usually takes a little bit of time. So yeah, I'll be back once it finishes installing these dependencies. Alright, so that took a little bit of time, but as you can see now, it says install JavaScript dependencies and your project is ready. Next, it says to run your project, navigate to the directory. So first of all, we will cd into our directory. So I'll hit Control C, Control V, and as you can see now, I'm in the cryptocurrency price tracker directory. First of all, we will just open it up in Visual Studio Code, so we can close this terminal and we can just use the integrated terminal of VS Code. So as you can see, the code command will start up Visual Studio Code, and it's loading. And as you can see, we have opened up the directory of cryptocurrency price tracker, the application that we just created. Now as you can see, there are a couple of files that we start out with, but the only file we will be working with will be the app.js file. So as you can see, it comes with a little bit of pre-written code. So first of all, I think I'm just gonna change my color theme real quick. I can't stand this color theme in here, so let me just quickly just change it to which one was it? Real quick, let me just change it. Alright, it was this one. Alright, so as you can see, we have made a few imports and did all of that. So before I actually explain you all of this code, I will actually first run this application and just show you what we get, and then I will start explaining you the code. Now here's the thing: to actually run this application, you will have to follow some number of steps. So if you are using a Windows laptop or a Linux laptop, then you will want to first install Android Studio. So what you would want to do is go up to Google Chrome, open up a new tab and search for Android Studio download. Just search for Android Studio download. Go to the download Android Studio first thing that you get. So basically, if you don't know what Android Studio is, it allows you to configure, it allows you to build apps. But in the case of Android Studio, it allows you to build, as you can see, Android Studio, it allows you to build apps. But it can only build apps on an Android device and not on an iOS device. The reason why we need Android Studio is because it will actually allow us to test our app. Now, here's the thing: as you can see, it's actually a really big application, and even after you download it, there is a ton of setup that you need to go and do. So you can either do that, or if you are on Mac like me, you can. What I wanted to do is open up your uh, App Store. Alright, as you can see, open up your App Store and simply just search for Xcode. As you can see over here, now I have not updated my Xcode, so it will give me an option for update. But in your case, if you haven't installed Xcode, it will have an option over here to install. So as you can see, it's still loading for some reason. It's a little bit slow right now, I don't know why. As you can see, what's Xcode, and as you can see over here, Xcode, you would want to install this. Now this is actually a huge app. This is, I think, 7 to 8 gigabytes. I don't know, I think it reaches up to 10 these days. Whatever, what I want you to do is I want you to download this application and you will be able to test your code. Alright, so now if you don't want to do anything of this, what you can also do is you can download Expo Go on your phone, and when we run this app, there will be a QR code which you can scan and run this entire application on your phone. Now I won't do that, the reason being I want to so that you can actually see the output. So that's why. So as you can see over here, first of all, I will just head on to Visual Studio Code and I will actually first run this application. So I will just set npm start and it should open up a web page where we will get the QR code that I was talking about, and we'll also get some things that we will need. Alright, so first I will just make this the first page over here in Google Chrome. As you can see, it opens up in localhost 19002. Now it will start this thing called Metro Bundler, and now you can see we get a number of things: run on an Android device or emulator, run on an iOS emulator, run in web browser. You can also choose that. Now we won't care about these two things, and this is the QR code that you want. Now what you do is, in on Expo Go, you want to scan this QR code and you will get the project on your phone. So in this case, I will run it on an iOS simulator so you guys can see it. And also because I'm on a Mac, and the thing is, an Android emulator takes up a lot of RAM, while an iOS simulator takes up a relatively less amount of RAM of your computer. So I'll be able to develop, record, and use an actual IDE at the same time without my computer totally freaking out. And yeah, so that's why I'm using and I'm also using like an iPod instead of some iPhone 12. So that's why. Alright, so as you can see, currently we have written a little bit of code. As you can see, it's a little bit overwhelming, but not a lot. But if we actually, as you can see, it's kind of booting itself up. So let's give it a second so it actually boots up real quick. Alright, so now since this is not the first time I'm opening up this emulator, it will give you an option if you want to install Xcode or not. You wanna click yes, obviously, because you want to install Xcode. So as you can see, now it will say new available update downloading, and it will actually load up a JavaScript bundle, which will be a huge thing. As you can see, it says building JavaScript bundle. Now it takes a little bit of time to do that, but once it will be done, we will actually be able to see the application that we have created till now, so which is a starter application. So as you can see, it's 77% done, 81% done. Now once we publish this app, there won't be a huge JavaScript bundle that we need to download. So don't be scared. So as you can see, we are currently building a JavaScript bundle. As you can see, it takes a little bit of time the first time you actually load up your application, but once you actually keep on reloading the app, it will be, well, very very quick. So you don't need to worry about that. So as you can see, it's still building the JavaScript bundle. Alright, it's taking a little bit of time, but it's worth the wait. Now even on your phone this will be the case, it will still be taking some time. Till that time, let's just go over some of the project directory. Now this and this are stuff that you don't need to care about. .vs code, that's basically that's because we are working in VS code. Assets, now all of the assets for your applications, all of the images and all of that will go inside this folder. Node modules, well, it just contains all of the modules that we have. Git ignore, we all know. App.js, the main file we will work with. App.json, that will, now that's just all of the stuff for our app. Now we will also be working with this, and you will, if you actually want to publish this application, you will be using this. So I will actually go over that part in the later part of the tutorial, but I just wanted to tell you that. So for now, we're just gonna be working with app.js. Later on, we will be working with it. And as you can see, we get the message. One second. Oops. Command C. Control Command S. Alright. And as you can see, we get the message, open up app.js to start working on your app. Awesome. So if you reached till this point without any error, you have successfully completely finished the setup of React Native. And now we can actually start writing some code, and we can actually start making our application. So what is going on? Well, these are just the imports that we need. These are just the standard imports that we need. Next, we are just creating a function and returning a view. So the view is basically, it's kind of like the entire, let me actually draw it up so I think you will be able to understand it a bit more. Open up OneNote real quick. Oh, okay, why is it not opening? Was its name a bit different? Microsoft OneNote. Alright, there we go. Mm, why is it taking so much of time? Whatever. So till that, I'll just tell you what a view is. So a view is basically all of the available screen, but there's actually a problem with this code currently. A view means the available screen, but in some cases, in some phones, which you will see later on, one second, let me just go to one of the pages that I haven't used. Let me just go into full screen mode so you guys can see this a bit better. Let me just open up my drawing thing. uh, all right, so what a view is, let me just write it over here. So if I have a screen, in this case I'll just have this screen. Now over here what I'm going to say is this screen is just of some iPod. Instead of iPod, let's just go a bit different. Let's just say that, okay, uh, let's just say that this screen is a screen of an iPhone, and the one without the notches. So the iPhone 8 Plus, uh, that was the last phone without the notch. So then this phone, we know that if this is the phone, these two things will be these two bezels. These will be the bezels. So these will be the parts without the screen. I think that is the term, the bezels. And over here we will obviously be having a home button. Well, here's the problem. Here's the thing. A view is basically all of this part, so the entire actual screen. So this entire thing is our view in the application. Now, there's actually a bit of a problem. The reason being, in the iPhone above, okay, so in the application above, so iPhone 8 Plus and above them, so starting from the iPhone X, we know that Apple got rid of the actual thing. So now the actual way an iPhone looks like is something like this. I'm pretty sure you know, but I'm just drawing it just in case you don't. We all know that an iPhone now looks something like this. Well, my drawing is terrible, but I think you get the idea. We have this thing called the notch, where it contains the camera unit and the face sensor and some of these things. Well, the problem with a view is it will also encapsulate this part in your app. So what will happen is, it instead of leaving this part, it will also keep this part. What that leads to is, some of the things which will be on the top of the screen will look perfect in a phone of iPhone 8 or 8 Plus, but terrible on an iPhone X. The reason why I didn't choose any Android examples was because I don't know a lot of Android phones which really have these notches. For example, a Samsung phone, oops, uh, uh, for example, if you have a Samsung phone, which I'll just draw with red, some of these S20 Ultras and all of these newer phones, if you have some of these phones, for example, I actually tried and tested some apps like this, and when I tried it on my mother's phone, which is an iPhone, so on an iPhone it looked really good, but on an Android phone it didn't really look that good. So that's why a lot of the times when we will be designing, we need to take care of how it will look on both the phones. So if on an Android phone like some of the S20s, it has these little camera units, as we all know it. So that's so all right. So sorry for that. My phone was ringing. But where were we? So yeah, I was explaining it's a view thing. So in the Samsung phones, as I know it, there are these punch-in hole cameras. I think that's the case. So even if I don't add a safe area view, it will still be okay, because the text that will be disappearing will only be this much. So the wasted area, so this area will be wasted, obviously, that I know. But the actual, like, this thing can only accommodate like a single letter. It won't accommodate an entire word or an entire sentence. So that really won't be a huge problem for us. But in the case of an iPhone, well, Apple, they like to do things weird, as we all know it. So yeah, whatever. So that's basically what we need to take care of. Now here's the thing. This app that I will be creating, the UI won't be that great. I'm just gonna straight up tell you. I won't go after the UI. Actually, will go for the backend functionality. The reason being, well, the UI is something you can easily improve on, but the backend is something that you need to actually take care of to actually create an application. I know the UI is also equally important, but whatever. So as you can see, currently we are just displaying a plain text message, and as you can see, it's open up app.js. So we will just change this to, well, we can name it anything, but I will just name it uh, your actually, instead of that, I'll just say cryptocurrency price tracker. And okay, I want you to see something. I will hit command S, and as soon as I open up my simulator, it will change it to cryptocurrency price tracker, rather than that open up app.js to start working. So now we have this. So now what I want to do is, I actually want to style this. How do I style it? So as you can see over, I have something like styles equals to styles.container. We have just given it some basic styles. This is just some basic styling. If you know CSS, you might be knowing this. This isn't CSS, okay? This isn't CSS, but if you know, CSS basically looks like this. So whatever. So over here, what I will do is I will go to the text and I'll just say style is equals to, we just say styles. So the name of this thing dot, this will be the main heading. So I'll just call it main heading. Now what we do is we just copy that and we go over here, and now you will be able to style the styles dot main heading. So what do you want to give it? Well, I will obviously give it a font size of, let's just say 30. Actually, I think, yeah. And what I will also do over here is, yeah, whatever. And now what I will do is, 1 second, let me just quit OneNote and quit my terminal, and let me just open up the simulator. As you can see, it says cryptocurrency price tracker, but looks like this font is too large, so we'll just reduce it to 20 and go over here. As you can see, it says cryptocurrency price tracker. Now I'll just reduce the flex. So the flex is basically how much of the screen is the screen. Flex will just be like 0.45, I guess. I'm just gonna keep it like that, and as you can see, it looks good. Alright, so next what I will do is I will import safe area view. So what the safe area view will do is, in case of the notch which I explained, it will just get rid of the notch. Safe area view, when I say get rid, I mean it just won't take that area as a part of the screen. So I'll just replace view with safe area view. So as soon as I do that and head on to my simulator, nothing will change. But if there would be a notch, then this stuff will avoid it, whatever. Now what we need to do is we actually need to create, well, a button and a text input. So let's actually do that. So first of all, what I will do is I will just head on over here and I will just search for React Native button. You can just search it up on Google, but I know how to do it, so I'm just gonna go over here and import button from React Native. As you can see, I just added it. Now my VS Code actually has a setting where I just write it out and it will import it up top by itself, but the reason why I'm not doing that is because so you guys can actually see what things I've imported for this entire project. So I will just create this thing called button, and then we need to give it a bunch of things. So title, what will the button be saying? So get, the button will be saying get the price of the cryptocurrency, so get price. And I will just say, do the self closing thing, and as you can see, we have a button saying get price. Now this button, I actually need to tell you this, but React Native is a hybrid app development framework, like Flutter. So what happens is that we have, there are two ways in which you can make an application. You can use native app development or hybrid app development. So native app development means you use something like Android Studio or Xcode and Java or Kotlin, or in the case of Xcode, you will use uh, Objective C or Swift, and you will be able to develop an application only and only for that respective platform. For example, if you use Xcode, you will only and only be able to develop an application for Apple. So you will only be able to release that application on iOS and not on Android. Where in the case of Android Studio, you will be able to do the same, but only for Android and not for iOS. In the case of Flutter and React Native and a few other frameworks, but these two are the most popular, you will be able to write a single code base, make a single code base, but you will be able to publish that same application for every platform. So what will happen is that they will use the code and they will transpile the button to the Android button and the UI view button into an iPhone. So on an iPhone it will look a bit different, on an Android phone it will look a bit different. So now we have a button with the title of get price. So now we actually want to return our cryptocurrency data. So the way we will do it is I will create a function. But before that, I will need to actually install a dependency that will allow me to grab my API. Now some people like to use .then and fetch, but I like to use this. So first of all, what I will do is I'm just gonna navigate to my directory slash cryptocurrency hyphen price hyphen tracker and clear the screen. Then I'll just type out npmi axios. So axios is the thing that we will be using. In case if you don't know, axios allows you to make api calls in react and react native, and very very easily. So I really like axios. Some people like to use dot then and fetch, but I personally think that axios is very very easy to deal with, and yeah, it's just really good. So as you can see, it's still installing. So by that time, I'm just gonna make this comment, functions for the app, and okay, 1 second. Yeah. So const get data, and this will be an asynchronous function, because when we are using Axios. So I think you get it. And as you can see, it has installed Axios. So now first of all, what I will do is I'll just say import Axios, oops, Axios from Axios. Now what we will do is we will just say const data is equals to await axios.get, and then we will just put in the uh, link to the entire API. So https api.coingecko.com api v3 coins. I will have a link to this API URL down below, so you will be able to use it. But yeah, so as you can see, now what I will do is for now I'm just gonna go console.log data and command asset, and let me just bring this up a bit, and let me go over to the simulator. And actually before that, I actually obviously need to call the get data function whenever we click on the button. So on press, so when we click on the button, I want to get the data. So I want to call the get data function, as you can see. So open up my simulator, click on get price, and there we go. As you can see, it returns this data, and this is exactly what we want. But here's the problem: currently it's returning a lot of things. Why we only and only need the name of the cryptocurrency and the in this case I'll be using the US price, USD, but you can use anything that you want. But so that's basically what we want, right? So we first need to get rid of all of the useless information, and we only and only need to get the actual important information. But here's the problem: this app is not just for Bitcoin, right? We want it so that the person can input any cryptocurrency and he can get the price and the US dollars for it. So the way we will do that is we will need a text input. So here I'll just go over here, open up the docs, React Native, uh, handling text input. I am just going to be copying the text input part where we create a text input, because they provide some cool styling for it. So that's why so as you can see over here, handling text input. So I'm just going to grab this, go up to Visual Studio Code, and I'm just going to paste it over here. And as you can see, before I do that, I will just get rid of this, and instead of type here to translate, it will be saying what was it, enter name of currency, and okay, oh okay, I forgot to actually import text input from the React Native. Cannot find variable text, obviously. So here's the thing, let me actually get rid of this for now. As you can see, we have this enter name of cryptocurrency, we can type on it. But how can we actually get what we have typed? So the way we do it is we will actually create a state. Now you need to know some basic React. So yeah, so we will create a state called const text set text is equals to react dot use state, and this will just be a blank string in this case. And then all I will do is I'll just uncomment this line of code and head on to the simulator, and we will be able to actually type stuff. but the only difference will be that all of this will be put together in a state. Now what we want to do is, actually I'm just gonna take this entire thing and just throw it below this. Alright, so as you can see we have this working, and now what I will do is I will just add a few empty text fields. I know it's a really hacky solution, but it works, and that's all we need. So add a few of these blank text fields, as you can see. Oops, I didn't mean to do it over here. Let's just do it here. Alright, I think this is good. So now that we have this text input field where we can enter the name of any cryptocurrency, so now what we want to do is we want to get which cryptocurrency we had entered in the text input, and then we want to see if that cryptocurrency matches an actual cryptocurrency. We want to return the data. Alright, so that's actually fairly simple. First of all, what we need to do is say const I'm just going to say final data. So the final data is basically going to be the data that we are actually wanting to use, and it's not some of these actual like useless things that we don't need to care about. Like we don't care what Bitcoin sounds like in other languages, right? So what I will do is just go over here. Alright, I'll just say data dot what will it be? Let me just see over here. So last updated, and that's something. Then we have market data, and what else do we have? How else do we have it? Hi, alright, yeah, get it. So yeah, first of all we want to get data dot we want to get the, it's really difficult to find, want to get the market data. Alright, yeah, we want to get the market underscore, actually one second. Oh yeah, I think instead of doing it in that way, actually I think this could also work. So I'm just gonna go market data dot current price, current, okay, come on, I think I'm just gonna copy paste this name, uh, current price, and I'm just gonna go console.log final data, and just go down and onto the simulator, get price. Okay, what happens? Type handle undefined is not a thing. Okay, one second, let me just have a look over here. So id symbol name bitcoin time and minutes 10, current price. Okay, so we want the image. So after image, what it is, market market data. I think it's 0, and we can say market data. I think that will work. Get price, looks like that worked, and there we go. Well, it actually worked. I didn't know it would, but well, it worked. That's all we want. And then and we get the data. So I think I'm just gonna make it called cost data. So the cost, actually instead of cost I would say price data. Well, yeah, that sounds good. All right, so now what we want to do is we actually want to check if the if the name of the cryptocurrency that we have matches the name of the actual crypto, like an actual cryptocurrency, then that means that that is a valid cryptocurrency. So the way we do that is, first of all what we will do is I'm just going to say console.log data.length. So we actually get the length of the data. So get price, and okay, data dot, okay, that's stupid, data dot length. I think that makes sense. Whatever, click on get price, and okay, we get 50. That's exactly kind of what we want. So now what we want to do is we want to loop over the length of the data, and we only and only want to grab the name. So the way we will do that is actually fairly simple. I'll just say const res data is equals to data dot data Yeah, and then I'll just say for var I equals 0, I is less than or equal to res data dot length semicolon I plus plus, and put in these curly brackets. One second, let me just make this thing a bit smaller. So as you can see, okay, why is this font becoming a bit small? Let me just make it a bit bigger. All right, so as you can see, we have created a for loop, and this will loop whenever as long as I is less than or equal to res data or length. So in this case it's, well, 50. And what we want to do now is we want to check every single name of every single cryptocurrency, and if it matches with this text input, the text, then that means that the cryptocurrency is valid, otherwise it's not valid. So what I'll say is const cryptocurrency name in res is equals to data uh, 0 dot Google Chrome and name. Okay, so that's name. I'll just say that, and dot name. And now I'm just gonna go console dot log crypt. Oh, come on, I'm referring to this variable name. All right, there we go. So let's just head on over to the simulator, click on get price, and there we go, we get Bitcoin. So we probably are going to be getting all of the cryptocurrency names. Okay, okay, I get it. This has to be I, and oops, 1 second, I think this has to be 0, this has to be I, and actually I don't think we need this price data in this case. We will need it later on, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. All right, so now let's open up the simulator, click on get price, and let's see. Then there we go, we get names of various cryptocurrencies. I never knew there was such cryptocurrencies with these names. I know Binance USD, I knew, obviously. Whatever. So we have these cryptocurrency names. Awesome, so we are at least moving a step in the right direction. So now what we need to do is, actually I will need to store this as a let instead of a const. The reason why we are gonna do that is, here's the thing. The cryptocurrency names, as you can see over here, well, they obviously have a capital letters. They are following the way we actually write proper nouns. Well, the problem is we don't know if the user is going to start with a capital letter or not. Maybe he's in a hurry and he just enters Bitcoin with a small b. Well, currently the app isn't sensible enough to detect that it has written b with a, like, if it has written a Bitcoin with a smaller b, then it is the same thing that he's referring to. So in this case, what we will do is we will turn the entire cryptocurrency name in rest to the lowercase. So even if the person enters in the lowercase, it will be still able to detect it. And we will also be changing the text into a lowercase. I think you will understand what I mean by that. So whatever. So here we have let cryptocurrency name and res data dot name. So now what we will do is say if for now I'm not going to do that, but say if text is triple equals to cryptocurrency name and res, this variable name, then all I will say is just say console dot log it is it is oops, 1 second, otherwise else. Okay, why is this happening? Yeah, I'll just say console dot log it is not. I know it's kind of vague when I say it is and it is not, but I think you understand. And this video is actually getting kind of long. I think I will have to continue it in another video or so. Let's see, we'll see. So click on get price, and go over here, go down, and as you can see, this is pretty cool. So, and obviously currently not, it will just say it is not. The reason being, we haven't entered anything in our text input. Now I will actually enter the name of a valid cryptocurrency in my text input, Bitcoin. Click on get price, and if it has worked, we should get one it is. And there we go, we actually get one it is. That means it has worked. Now I remember one more cryptocurrency which is a part of this, which is theta network. If I click on get price, it will, it is not, it is not, it is not, and there we go, we get one it is. And that's basically what we want. Now we are successfully able to locate exactly where we have kept this, whatever. So one last thing that I will do is I will just say text dot lower. One second, let me just find it. uh, I'm just gonna Google it. Convert string to lowercase in JavaScript. I forget syntax sometimes, and I need to Google it out. So let's look at the first thing. First here, hello world to lowercase. Let's just use that. That's exactly what we need. Oops, I'll copy that and paste it here. We obviously won't need that. And then I'll just copy that for here. So we convert everything to a lowercase, so nothing bad happens. And now let me actually show you why that's great. Because even if I enter Bitcoin, okay, please, I want to enter Bitcoin with a small b and not a capital B. Alright, even if I, come on, B, alright, Bitcoin. Even if I enter Bitcoin with a small b and I click on get price, and I, one second, go down, go up, we still get it is. The reason being, we are converting both of the things into a lowercase. I think you would have understood it. But whatever. So now we actually want to display the data. That's the final thing in our app, right? I know you guys would be a bit excited for that. So yeah, let's actually get working on it. So first of all, to do this, what we will do is I'm just gonna take this code that we have written, a few text, empty text, just for some spacing, and I'm gonna add them over here. Next, next what I will do is I will add one more text block, but this text block will actually contain some value which we will store. So now what I will say is the price, oops, the price of the cryptocurrency is, and over here we will write some JSX. What we will do is I will create a state const price set price is equals to react dot use state, and just do that. And I'll just say price, copy price, and I will simply paste price over here. So when we go to the simulator, we just get the price of the cryptocurrency is, and we just get this colon thingy, whatever. So we get price. So now what we will do is we want to actually store the price. Storing the price is actually super duper simple. It's actually very very easy. So I'll just say const cryptocurrency price will just be equal to data I dot market data, I guess, in this case. Let me just go over here. So as you can see, it is market data, and since we are going to be getting the price in US dollars, what I will do is I will just click on the dot, and over here I'll just select USD. One second, I'm just going to go control F and USD, and as you can see, it is over there. So go up to VS Code, say USD. So if this is the case, I actually want to print out the cryptocurrency price. And what I also want the app to do is set the price to the cryptocurrency price. So now if I enter Bitcoin, which is a valid cryptocurrency, and all right, what is the error? Let's see. Go down, go down, go down. It is not undefined. What? Console log cryptocurrency price. Okay, I get what the error is. Like, the error is not in like the code that we have already written. It's in the getting the cryptocurrency price. Let's see. Okay. One second, let me find out what it is. So id symbol btc, so data market data dot current price. Okay, so we need to get the current price, dot current price. So got to add the dot current price. Now let's click on get price, please work. What, why is this not working? Enter bitcoin. Okay, we are getting the price. I think it was just something a bit slow, so I'm just going to enter dogecoin, order route for Elon Musk, and there we go, we get the price. And the best thing about this application that we have just created is, since it's pulling everything from an API or an application programming interface, we are actually able to, it will actually update in real time. So in case if the price will fluctuate, it will update in real time. Now I'm just gonna give it this a width of like 60%, 60%, and I'm just gonna encapsulate it inside these things. All right, head on over here, and okay. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. We created an entire application, but we are not done yet. I really just want to make it so that you can absolutely go ahead and publish this application. I really want that. So what I will do is I will also teach you how to create a basic little logo for your app, which you can set. So what I will just say is I will open up this free editing tool that I found called Canva. The reason why I'm doing that is so that you don't need to install any editing tools like Photoshop, or you don't need to pay for anything like that. You can just use this thing called Canva, and it just gets the job done. It isn't something crazy. It isn't something very cool, or it isn't something that you can absolutely create awesome things with. It's like it's okay, but I think it gets the job done. So what I will do is I'll search for what was it, copyright free, bit cryptocurrency images, copyright free. I'm just gonna go to images, and as you can see we have this. Okay, this looks a cool cryptocurrency image. So I'm just gonna go save image as, and I'm just gonna save this, and then we will put it into our canvas so we can actually get this. One second, and I'm just gonna save it on my desktop for now. I will obviously delete it later on. So go over here to my Canva. You obviously will need to sign in. I'm pretty sure you can figure that out. So one second, let me just go to uploads and upload this thing to my Canva. So as you can see over here, I have a few images already over here, and there we go. As you can see, we have managed to upload this, and I will delete this photo now. Pretty sure I won't need it. One second, just a second, guys. All right, so now what I will do is I will just simply take this entire thing and drag and drop it over here, and I'll just make this a bit bigger. And if you want this asset, if you want this image, I will have this image, what do you say, uploaded on my GitHub repository, like with all of the code for this video. Probably I will have it. I'll see if I want to provide. I think I won't provide the code for this video, because I want you guys to actually do this by yourself. I don't want people to just take the code. I want you guys to take the pains and actually create this application. So yeah, I know my designing skills are more than terrible, but I really can't design that good. So here what I will do is I'll just add a little bit of uh, text on this. So I'll just have like, let's just go with glow. I know it doesn't suit at all, but still. So I'm just gonna have it say as, oops, one second. Alright, crypto, oops, One second, let me actually just make it a lot smaller than this. Cryptocurrency price tracker. Make this uh, the longest. Cryptocurrency price tracker. Okay, I think this is a bit too large and font. Let me just reduce the font a bit. Make it 60. Crypto. Okay, that actually fits kind of good. Pretty cool. Alright, so I'm just gonna put it on the top, and I think I'm gonna change the color a bit. Oops. Okay, what just happened? Eh, As you can see, my logo designing skills are really terrible. Would be actually be a uh, terrible would actually be like a good thing to say in the case of my logo making skills. I'm just gonna make it look black. I really can't care less. Cryptocurrency price tracker. As you can see, this is a basic logo, something that if you want to just release at a beta, it's a pretty cool one. But come on, you gotta agree. So I'll just download this image now, and we will download it as a PNG file, and I will just click on download. So you want to do that. So we will quickly download up this image, so we can actually work with it. I don't care for a shareable link. So as you can see over here, we have cryptocurrency, whatever dot png now. Cryptocurrency price tracker dot png. But first of all, I will obviously rename it to uh, main img. And first of all, what I will also do is obviously copy this entire name and obviously take this image, because now what I will do is I will go over here. One second, let me just have a check at my recording. As you can see, okay, we have gone for quite a while. This video is a little bit long, but I hope that you are enjoying it. So go up to my assets, and I will go up to my finder and simply drag my main image.png file that we have over here. And as you can see, we have my main image.png file, cryptocurrency price tracker. And what I will do now is just simply open up package.json. I think that's the file. Yeah. No, actually no, I think it's app.json. Oops. All right, and now what I will do is I will over here, when it's a splash image, so the splash image will not be that, but instead it will actually be asset slash main image.png. And what I will do is I will simply just uh, paste it everywhere. So everywhere we will just be using the main image.png. So yeah, I think that is all we need. So there we go. You have your application ready to, well, whatever you want to do with this. You want to publish it. Obviously, don't publish it like this. Improve the UI first. You don't want to publish an application with such terrible UI. It would just be stupid, because the thing is, to actually publish the first time you need to pay a fee, and you don't want to pay a fee for such a bad looking app. You want to improve the design first and then do it. So I hope that you actually enjoyed this video. This was a long tutorial, but I hope that you enjoyed this. Now I actually wanted to tell you something really cool that I actually created, which you guys can see. Is I created a few VS Code extensions. I know, it's actually, they are really silly VS Code extensions. I just made them for practice. There's one called VS Script. I got this cryptocurrency price tracking app idea from there. So yeah, as you can see, using VS Script, you can get the prices of all your favorite cryptocurrencies through VS Code. What you can do is hit Command Shift P and click on Get Prices, and you can get the price of that. Next, I have another thing called VS COVID. VS COVID, you can get the current COVID cases and stuff like that of any country through this. Really cool. You want it. Next, I have VS Fortnite, which is currently booming with 16 downloads. Awesome. And now this actually is an incorrect description of it. I by mistake named it this, but whatever. So you can get the current BR shop. So if I just say get current BR shop, and I get that, as you can see, I get the current BR shop, and I can also search for things. It has all of that cool stuff. And then I have vs Zelda, which shows the names of various bosses in Zelda. So yeah, really stupid, really simple VS Code extensions that I've created. If you want, download them. If you don't want, don't download them. I really don't care at this point. I just made them as hobby projects. So now I'm just gonna have a little bit of a comment here. Imports. I'm just gonna be creating a few comments just to make this code look a bit good. And I'm just saying declaring the states for the app, declaring the states for the app, go down, and I will create another comment over here, styles for the app. And I think this stuff is fairly straightforward. We won't need comments over there. So yeah, that's it for this video. It was an absolute banger. Loved creating it. Comment down below if you want some more JavaScript related tutorials. I absolutely love creating these type of tutorials also, like JavaScript, Python. I like both of these languages a lot. So yeah, definitely leave a comment down below. Comment like saying if I should create more apps, more websites, what I should create, and all of that fun stuff. I'll absolutely love that, and I will probably create a video where I manage to create that. I will obviously try, but I am no master. I'm actually terrible at coding. Like when you compare me to a lot of the other people, I am okay. So yeah, whatever. So that's it for today, guys. And we just showed a little bit of code in this video, like but we actually managed to create an entire application. And using the knowledge that you gained while creating this application, you will be able to create several other better or whatever you want to make good applications which you can publish to the Google Play Store. Now I won't go over the steps of publishing a React Native application to the Google Play Store. It's actually a bit different than you would think, but you can check out any tutorial. Another thing that you can add to this application before you publish it to Google Play, if you want to add ads, and to add advertisements, you use the Google Ad Mob service. It's actually very simple to set up. You will easily be able to set up. The reason why I'm saying all of this stuff, because I'm currently in the process of making my own application, not related to the YouTube channel or anything. It's just a app that I wanted to create, and I actually have written quite a bit of code for it, and I've written all of it in React Native, so that's why. So yeah, whatever. That's it for today, guys. I will be taking my leave now, and I hope that you enjoyed such a video. Little bit different. I usually don't develop in React Native, but whatever. Now a little bit of a challenge for you. In case if you know Flutter, if you don't know, it's totally fine. You don't need to learn it. In case if you know Flutter, try making this in Flutter also. I have heard it's a really good framework, and I would love to see the code for it in your in the description. So that's it for today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in another YouTube video.